3, 2, 1.
Here we go! Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Herdy Podcast. I'm Tessa.
I'm Adam.
And we are happy you're here. Adam, we are this close to spring break.
I am ready for that.
I'm really ready for that as well.
I don't know. I'm ready just to have a week off, I guess.
Just a break. Like, not have to come to, work is great. Like, I'm not saying that.
Right.
But, like, to not have to come, it's going to be nice.
I feel like spring break is one of those that you just, like, you see it on the calendar, you're like, I'm ready for that week.
Right.
No matter where you look
Right.
at it in the calendar, it's like, that's my week.
So I'm reminded of I Love Friends. And so there's an episode where Ross is dating a student, which I'm not condoning this at all. Okay. That's not where I'm going with that. But the question is she's going off on spring break and they're all like, well, like, what kind of spring break is she doing? And Chandler's all, is she spring break? So that's what I always think about. Like, what is your spring break going to be like? Are you going to be,
Yeah.
or like, is it going to be a chill spring break? So anyway.
I don't know. Speaking of plans for spring break, what are you guys doing?
We honestly are just chilling at home. We have to like declutter the house and get it ready for some things. And so that's what we're going to do over break. And honestly, spring is really hard on Tay's body and she's just gassed. So like she literally just doesn't want to do anything. Kyler will golf. He got all his clubs extended and we're really hoping it's not going to mess him up because he's grown 2 inches since the beginning of golf season.
Yeah.
And so he hit James's clubs. And like, it was a big difference, like in his stance and everything. And so we just bit the bullet. Like, I literally have to go pick up the other 2 clubs today.
Yeah.
And so we're like, okay, I hope this wasn't a bad decision because, district's in like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But so did you get him the same size as James's clubs?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He extended it an inch. And so it's crazy.
So it's probably better that he starts now, just in case. But man, I feel like it's kind of like not riding a bike, but I think you make those small adjustments because it's going to be a little bit longer.
Right.
So you make something small, and I think you'll get back.
Well, and like even his form, like when he stands there, like he doesn't look so hunched over, which it helps with like the velocity and the swing and blah, blah, blah. So that's what his plan is over break, just go play in Amarillo like every day, which will happen. So
that's fine.
Yeah, and practice some of those courses up there. But yeah, so we're hoping just to have a chill. What about you guys?
So the first few days we'll probably hang around here.
Yeah.
And then we're thinking about going back to San Antonio. We were there for when I was there for training, and Anastasia was able to go.
Oh, that's so cool.
But it was so cold, so we couldn't go out. There was one nice day, and we got out and about that day. But there's just something about like it was cold and San Antonio shut down.
Yeah.
Like nobody's at the Riverwalk. Nobody's
that
your local. Yes. We told somebody, we were like, man, we didn't expect this cold over here. And they were like, us either. Like it caught them by surprise. So anyways, we want to get back over there.
It did that a couple of years ago when we were there at TCA. Like we didn't think, that was when we stayed in the haunted hotel.
Yeah, at the Menger.
I was not a fan of, but we weren't even sure if we were going to get to come home.
So and so I was telling her about that because I remember we were having to cross through the mall.
Yes.
And then we'd go through the Marriott. No, it was one of the hotels. Anyways, I told her this is the way we would go.
Because it was warm.
It was warm. So anyways, I did tell her we were here for TCA and it was rainy. It was rainy and cold and I think snow. I don't know.
We'd have a great time.
So that's what we're hoping for. I think we'll get over there for the weekend and come back.
So when are y'all going to buy a place over there to rent out Airbnb?
No, just
come on now.
Property. It's expensive in San Antonio.
What if you got like an apartment, like a little condo thing?
Yeah, maybe.
And you can rent out.
We'll see.
Make some passive income on the side.
Yeah, we just
love San Antonio.
We do, but it's one of those places where you go and then you like when you're ready to come home, you're ready to come home. You know what I mean? Like I don't know that I'd live there, but for sure visit there and just kind of go for a week, maybe a week and a half. But
that's cool.
A little more than that is probably a little too much.
We're squirreling. We're not talking any work related stuff here. That's okay. But so when Kyler grows up, he wants to be a golf pro. And it's kind of funny because I think his counselor didn't know what that was at the high school. And she was like, okay, but what's your plan B? And he's like, there's not a plan B. Like, I think she thought he wanted to be a professional.
Yeah.
And it made me LOL. He's like, this is what I'm doing. So anyway, rumor is we might get to go to ISTE.
Oh, yeah.
And that's in San Antonio. But James asked if him and Kyler could go because there is a golf complex that's like, it's like citywide, if that makes sense. So like
Mhm.
there's about 6 different golf courses with that. And he can intern while he's there to do like 1 to get hours, but 2 to see all the different parts of it. So
Yeah.
and then when he turns 18, he can go live down there and work on this, like on this complex, if you will.
Hey, that's cool.
Anyway, and learn the ropes of that kind of stuff. So
That'd be smart.
Yeah,
I mean,
sorry.
that'd be good.
yeah, I scrolled really bad with that because we were talking about the golf stuff. But
Yeah.
anyway, so that's a really cool option
Yeah,
for him
absolutely.
to have with that. So
Listen, I bet they have some really nice courses over
yeah,
there.
they do. And then he can learn like the different from the inside part, like what the golf pro does, but also they are like, yeah, if he wants to work on the outside, like what James used to do and things like that.
Mhm.
And I thought it was kind of cool. He's like, yeah, like, he's like, would you care? I was like, why would I care if you went with us?
Yeah.
No.
Like, come on, man.
Yeah, like I think it's awesome when
So
our
it's
spouses
season
can do
during
that.
the summer.
Yeah, at the end of June-ish, like
That'd be perfect.
last couple days of June, first 2 days of July.
Yeah.
So I mean, the weather should be
Hey, man, why not?
great there. So
Why not?
okay, let's get back onto work stuff. Anyways, so you got to go to a different kind of conference in San Antonio.
We did, yeah.
So like, tell us about it. Like, what do you? I mean, because you're in a different role, so it's kind of different than what you're used to.
It is. This one was pretty fun. It was intimidating at first because you're going with a bunch of people that are in communications and public relations and things like that. But most of these school districts have a person like me,
Right.
like
Yes.
that is more on the creative side,
Yeah, we needed this
Um,
full time for a while.
and then rolls over into the communications side, which when you talk about the communications department, you think it's PR and
right.
and that part of it, and writing press releases, things like that. And that's not what it is. Communications is how you communicate to the parents, to your staff, to your students, to the whole community,
Right.
as in in a whole. And content creation is one of them. So like they had a lot of training on
That's
how to
cool.
do this, how to do that,
Right.
and your image, how to portray
Mhm.
your brand for your school, things of that sort. So
Mhm.
it was fun. It was really informative. It's one of those that you leave the day, right? You go home for the day, or the hotel. Sorry, glitched out for a second.
The dwelling space.
Yeah, you leave the conference and your head is like so
Yeah.
full you almost got a headache.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
type of deal. And that's really how it was. But
Where
it
you
was,
gotta like brain dump the minute you get back to the
yeah.
hotel.
Oh man, it was
That's
so cool. I mean, and of course Kara was there and she got to do some of her stuff. But
Yeah.
we'd get, when we came back, we got to talk about what do we think, kind of I don't know what you would call it, debrief, if
Right,
you will,
yeah.
but we were like, what'd you get out of it and what'd you get out of it?
Mhm.
Totally separate things, but then
Isn't
we
that
put it
cool?
all together and it's
Yeah.
like, wow, this is amazing.
Okay, so you've been to conferences with me and you know this is how my brain rolls. So like what is one thing that you want to implement almost immediately? I mean, you've been back for like a week now,
Yeah.
or 2. I can't remember how long it's been. I was
Couple-
joking the other day. I'm like, I haven't seen you in 8 to 10 business days.
Yeah. So number one is branding.
Mhm.
I think we've done a fairly decent
Uh-huh.
job with our branding, but I think it needs work.
Yeah.
And it's just, we're all over the place. And by that, I mean, one person uses a certain logo, another
Mhm.
person uses a different one. Or the colors are off,
Right.
or we stretch it this way.
Listen, I've been sharing the hex code for the maroon that you like. I
Yeah.
share every PD that I have. I'm like, this is what Adam uses. It uses maroon.
Yeah, so we've actually adopted that as the Hereford Maroon.
Perfect.
So we're going to put it in our branding guide. So that's what we're building. We're building
Yeah, perfect.
Uh,
I'll
yeah.
send that out to everyone.
a style guide, a brand guide, whatever you
With
call
like
it.
the fonts and the logos to use and things like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. So that'll be
Perfect.
coming up in the next few weeks,
I
maybe
love
month.
that.
But that's really what we're working on.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, you think about it, and when you think about Hereford ISD, you want, when your logo's out there, you want it to portray a good image, right? And so if we put something out there that's super stretched this way, it's the wrong
Yeah.
color. I've seen where somebody changed the color of it pink for October or something.
Oh yeah.
And I get that, but we don't do that, especially to
Yeah.
our logo. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So we got to put some kind of,
Respect the logo. I'm
yeah.
just kidding.
Anyways,
Like when I see it, I just want to say, go hurt. Every
Yeah,
time.
for sure.
Go hurt.
yeah. And there's so many of them. So we're trying to kind of just put something together that
That's cool. No, that's exciting. Okay, so speaking of logos, I haven't shared this story with you yet, but I was wearing the HISD TV jacket
Yeah.
and I was in Amarillo and like this person was looking at me and I always get real awkward. I'm like, do I have locals? Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
stop looking at me, right? And he was like, so are you HISD TV? And I was like, oh no, friend, I'm camera 2. But let me tell you about it. He's like, man, we watch all the time. He's like, we don't really have like kids involved in any of this stuff, but anytime we know someone's playing Hereford in the Amarillo area, we want to watch it because it's
so
quality.
Cool.
So like, but they recognized it off of that logo, off of HISD TV. Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was really cool. I haven't been able to share that.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, we take pride in it, right? And so as a school district, I mean, we all do, Anastasia does, and I do too, but we've heard some good things. And when we went to this deal, we're not the only one that does this, honestly. And there's some that look a lot better than ours, but then there's some that don't.
Yeah, there's some.
And some of these,
I can't even, like at the college level, because we're paying to watch at the college level, right? And it's not cheap. It's like $35 to $40 a month. And when I tell you it's trash, I'm like, dude, stop. I can't even watch it. It bothers me so bad.
Well, and it's cool to see where we're at, because we started with just a few of us, right? And now we're to like when we do the home basketball, even the football games, we had a 4-man crew.
Games, you have more now.
4 5-man crew. Anyways, but it's just all like us, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's not a whole department, a whole team, and as to where they have a whole team that's dedicated for this. So they plan for the week to do this kind of stuff, and we
we're like, just kind of go off. You're going to be here Friday, right? Yep. See you then.
And to be able to make it look that good, I take pride in that.
Oh, no, it's huge. Dude, you started with a broken, like, you remember like how that one broken phone? I'm like, are you sure? He's like, no, it's going to great. It's going to be quality.
Yeah.
Like
the camera was fine. The phone was...
the iPad. And like, how many people are like, you're really just streaming this off an iPad?
Yeah.
Like, and it's that quality, or like, well, it's the programming and, other things, but there's a lot for you to be proud of.
For sure. So at these awards, at TSPRA, it's called TSPRA, the conference we went to, you can actually submit entries on like, for example, our magazine. We can submit that in there and say, okay, cool. So they compare it up against the Pampas, whoever submits theirs, and then they rate them, and then you can win awards or stars or whatever. And so Kara was like, we're submitting all of our stuff next year because you win awards.
That's cool.
So, and then you see some of this.
That's good.
At the end of the conference, they put out a list of all the awards that won and what the design looked like or what the video looks like. And we're like, we can do some good things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Comparing it to them. Not that theirs is bad, but I think we do a really good job with the stuff that we do.
Yeah, you'll do. I do that too. Like I'll watch something, I'm like, you know what I mean? Or I'm like, or like even some sort of professional development, like we have all the tools for that.
Yeah.
Oh,
for sure.
So anyway.
So that's
super cool. I love that. Yay.
TSPRA, it's fun. So
I'm ready for the Brandon guide.
Yeah,
so I don't
be on the
lookout. Rules.
And no, it's we're not going to listen. We're not going to be super harsh on anybody. It's just something that we really gotta, it's dedicated to excellence, right? So we got to make it look nice.
We got to make it look nice. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. So I'm going to talk a tech thing, but not like educational tech thing. So, I like to hike. Like anywhere we go, we try to do that. And spring break's coming up. So I thought, man, this would be something kind of cool to share with our staff. So
let's do it.
I don't know if you guys know, but you can get a park pass for $80. That's it for the entire year. And you can go to any state park in the state of Texas and get in for free for like whoever's in your car. So if you do not have one of those, I highly suggest, if it's in your budget, I would go get that. But this is an app that we've been using, and I just want to share it with you guys. It's called All Trails, and it's free for the first 7 days. So spring break's coming up, so you could, get it that week or whatever. And then it's $35 for the whole year. So what it does is it's an app on your phone, and it gives you the map of what you are hiking. So it tells you the distance, it has reviews, it has pictures, it gives you the popular trails, different things like that. And so what else I like about it is you can download it. So there's a lot of times when you're hiking and you have no service, but since it's downloaded, you can still see where you need to go. Because I'm not brave enough yet to get off the trail and hike, like a little bit like, oh, look, there's water. Let's go over there to that. Like some of my friends, they just GPS it and like go ham. I'm like, no, I still really want that. And a lot of times you don't want to carry the paper maps, right? So this is a really great alternative. And it saves your hikes. So like you can see all the hikes you've done, you can rate it, you can connect with other hikers in your group, different things like that. So it's a really cool app for you guys to utilize. And it's not just, and I didn't know this, but I was searching because we went hiking on Saturday. And so I wanted a new trail to try, and I was putting in some criteria. There's actually a bluff outside of Amarillo that's not part of PDC. And you do have to pay, I think it's like $7 to get in. It's part of the Discovery Center.
Whoa.
I had no idea, but it was on that app, and you can hike that too. Like do a little leisure trail or a walking trail or a biking trail.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was there. I was like, what? James was like, you didn't know? I was like, well, no, I don't live in Amarillo. I didn't know this. And I don't work all this stuff like you do. So anyway.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was really kind of cool. But so you can search up anything. So like we go to Colorado, let's find a hiking trail. I just felt I needed to share that. So.
Yeah. So I think a lot of our people are outdoorsy.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm outdoorsy to the point where like I'll go camping, like to lake, things like that. I won't, but I'm not a big hiker.
Are you not?
No, and I probably would enjoy it.
I think you would.
Yeah, and I think our kids would, and Anastasia probably would also. But
Yeah.
I've just never really thought about it much. But we do like to go to the lake. Like when we go to Ute, like we're there for the weekend and we're camping out, like straight up tents and cooking out on. That's what we do.
Perfect.
So, but not really hiking.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah, I know.
something-
I know. There's several people like Briarhead goes all the time,
Mhm.
and I was really jealous because she went to the Wave in Arizona, and it's a lottery system. Like you have to put your name in because they only allow like 60 people in a day in this place, and so you have to put your name on the list basically. And like if your name is drawn, then they give you a certain amount of time. Like, hey, this is the day you get to go hike, and you just drop everything and go.
Wow.
Like it's so cool. I like to live vicariously through her on her Facebook page. She doesn't know that, but now she does if she watches this podcast.
Yeah, she does.
But yeah, so and like Chandra Mathis at HPA, she goes all the time, which is cool because she teaches science. So like she does a lot with the students on that. But yeah, there's a lot of us who like to just go out and have some fun out.
Yeah.
And we have one of the coolest canyons like 30 minutes away from us.
Yes.
Like that's insane to me. Like I just feel like people need to use it more.
Well, surprisingly, when we went to T-Spro, we didn't. There's a lot of people that don't know where Hereford's at, and then you tell them it's in Amarillo, and they're like, "Oh, okay." And some of them still don't know where Amarillo's at. But then you tell them, "Well, we're by the Paladuro Canyon." Like, "Oh, you're by where that's at." So it's known. Like people will come up here and they'll hike it, or at least visit it.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who travel. To do that. For that only purpose.
So now I'll start using, instead of Hereford, I'm gonna tell them, we're about 30 miles from the canyon. About 45, ain't it?
Yeah, because you have to drive quite a ways to get in there. I'm gonna scroll. We had a teacher one time at the high school who lived on the rim of Paladuro Canyon. Nerded out. I'm like, show me pictures. Because like the wildlife and the animals and everything. But so he was retired and then he came to teach. I was like, why?
Yeah.
Like, you're retired, like, don't come back. Anyway, so he'd always show pictures of his wildlife on the rim of the canyon.
Nice.
Don't know how much that cost, but good for you, bud. Proud of you.
Listen, that's what you like.
I know. All right. So, Adam, we're going to dive into a hot topic that I've been thinking a lot about. So, okay. So we've been getting a lot of surveys, and you're out of the system. That sounds really bad. We're not in prison. It's not that bad. Right. But like when you have a kid in the district, you get a survey for each kid. You get a survey because you work somewhere.
No, I remember the survey.
Yeah. That sounded really bad.
But I don't get them now. If that's what you're saying.
Yes. Yes. So anyway, so we've been having to fill out a lot of surveys, like culture of a school, what about the curriculum, and then from us, like we fill out surveys out here. So it got me thinking. Our name is not required on anything.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So do you think we should have to put our names on surveys?
So I am really on the fence on it. I'm okay with putting my name out there because I really don't have a whole lot of, you know what I mean? But there may be some people that don't want to because of what, are we going to be truthful with what we say if they know who's putting their name on?
Right.
And now because I'm assuming this goes to parents too.
Yes, it goes to everybody.
Yeah, and some of them might not care.
I think even the students get the surveys on some part of it.
Yeah, and some of them might not care, and some of them might. And we really, I would like to think that we want their honest opinion.
Right.
And so I think that's.
So when you take it off, that's how they get it.
Maybe I don't
know. It's a slippery slope. So I kind of have the same feelings. I like to know who it is, whether you're happy or upset with me. Yeah. Just because I'm the type of person where it's like, Adam, how can we fix this? Mm-hmm. Or Adam, what are your ideas?
Yeah.
Like how can we make it better for you? I'm not, and if I don't have a name, I can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I get it. I had a principal in Arizona, bless her. And she's not gonna watch this, but that's okay. But she would hide our surveys because in Arizona you had to put your name on everything.
Oh yeah.
And so she would hide our surveys. And like, I don't know how the district didn't catch on because we had like 50 employees and only like 25 of them turned something in. Okay. But anyway, so you want to know how we found that out? So she got really sick one day, like bad, like had to go to the hospital bad.
Oh man.
And the assistant principal went in there to get something and she found the surveys shredded in the trash.
So I wonder if she was only doing the bad ones, do you think? Because you said some of them weren't. Some of them were there, some of them weren't.
100% she was doing the bad ones.
So the good ones she'd keep.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Well, I mean, yeah. So anyways.
Because then at that point you don't get any surveys, right?
No. So like how it worked is they turned it into that. So like we filled it out. She had to reflect herself based off of those. And then she turns that into her
supervisor.
Yeah. So like whoever was in charge of her. But I'm like, anyway, so I am all for putting my name on a survey, but I get it. I don't know. I've had that question a lot. Like,
no, it's a good conversation. I think we need to, I don't know, just kind of toss that around a little bit and see what, but honestly, I think that would probably be the why. I don't know if that's the reason, but I would
assume it is.
If somebody would have asked me, I'd bet that would be what I would say. But.
Okay. That was just something I was thinking about because I filled out like 4 surveys. All honest, whether my name was on it or not, I'm going to be honest on it. So
yeah, for sure. Anyway. But you know, those hard conversations, talk about hard conversations, those are good to have. And
on any level.
Yeah.
I mean, from a teacher side, talking to your students to the superintendent, talking to staff members. Like we have to have those conversations or nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
Because we can't keep pretending everything's okay. You know what I mean? Like you can't, and if everything is okay, great. That's going to show and reflect in everything. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
No, for sure.
And then I'm curious, like, how many don't fill it out just because?
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway,
but I mean,
it's not my problem. I don't read those. I'm just concerned about if my name should be on it or not.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So it's a 50-50, I guess.
Yeah. So we didn't answer it. What are y'all's opinions? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, comment. No, don't comment. Maybe comment.
Maybe comment. And put your name.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Be truthful. I don't know.
All right. So anyway, that was something that was burning in my head, if we should make that or not. Because I always do like towards the end, who filled out this awesome form, like to make it positive.
Yeah.
And it's never required. But I appreciate when they put their names on there.
And maybe we can do that on ours. You know what I mean? Where leave it as an option.
Or if you would like to discuss this further, please leave your name.
Mm-hmm. Or how do we reach you? Or, something like that.
Or how can we help resolve? So what you could do is, this is my nerd brain popping out here. If they answered this certain question, like if they answered a percentage of the questions, like strongly disagree, you could filter it to where it goes to the next thing where it says, would you be comfortable in having a conversation with us?
Oh, yeah.
To resolve these issues or something.
For sure.
You could do something like that.
Yeah. Because ultimately, that's why we're doing the surveys, right? Is to find out what we're doing wrong and what we're doing right.
Yeah.
And so we need to have those conversations. Yeah, that's a good idea.
I don't know. That's something to ponder. Anyways.
And we don't know who the survey maker is, but
I don't either.
Whoever you are.
I know it's not me. It's not me.
It ain't me.
I don't want to do that.
But awesome. It'd be good. I think it'd be a good idea. Do something like that.
Okay. Well, we are literally a few days away from spring break. Just staying busy working on all this stuff. So I don't really have anything else to add. I think we fixed all the iBoss issues. I'm not 100% sure, but as always, if something weird happens, just reach out to Irene or Jesus, and they can help you with that. I think Swank is back up and working, which is fantastic.
Yeah, Swank.
Yeah. So I think everything's going okay right now. So took a little bit to figure that out.
Yeah. And usually it's updates. It all starts with updates. Somebody will update something and then the other one's got to update it. And if they don't, then this is when we have the little.
They don't play. Sometimes they don't play nice together.
Yeah.
Why? Like, why are we not all in this together?
And there's just so many failure points, right? Like you got a device and now you got Google and now you've got Firefox. You've got all different.
Are you making fun of me because I have to use Firefox?
But honestly,
listen and we don't judge. Okay?
all that plays in to those little issues, and then until we figure it out.
Yeah.
It's a lot of troubleshooting, and these guys have been doing good.
Yeah, they have.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'd be in a corner crying right now. I'd be
No,
like,
no, super proud of them there.
Yep. You
guys
just
are
have to
rocking
fight
and roll.
through it and call the right people. And
Sometimes it's good to ask for help. Yeah.
I agree.
I do it all the time.
I ask for help all the time. My best friend is ChatGPT. No, I'm just kidding.
I think everybody's at this point. You see
Yeah.
some of these emails and you're like, that for sure.
That's fine. I don't judge.
No.
I'm like, no, that's perfect. It was
Listen.
worded correctly. It's great. It got my attention and it took you 2 seconds.
I love it.
A thumbs up, buddy. That's what I'm going to say to that. So
Yeah. That could be a whole nother episode. I think we should probably revisit that soon.
Yeah.
Start talking about where, because I mean, we talked about AI at the beginning, right?
Mhm.
And now where it's come, we should probably try
We
to do.
should.
Yeah.
and how I can help you with that stuff.
Stay tuned.
Okay, stay tuned, guys. Always stay tuned. No, I'm just kidding. All right, Adam. So let's end the segment with what are you loving?
Okay. So I've been gone for 2 weeks we meet, a bunch of men meet
Mhm.
together at our church. And we're starting a series that's based on the movie The Forge or Forged. Have you seen that movie?
I have not.
Okay, it's a really good movie. We've watched it. I got to the point where we watched it, and then we were going to start the series, and then we had some bad weather, and then I've gone to training 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
So I've missed, and we really haven't dove into it, but I'm really excited to see kind of where this goes. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but the movie is really geared towards having somebody like discipleship, if you will.
Oh yeah.
Somebody that mentors you, and then you got to be willing to be mentored. And the movie's really good. So if you haven't seen it, go check it out. But
Okay.
that's really what I'm excited
That's
about.
awesome.
Like, so we have it tonight, right? So
Like you're super
Really,
really about it.
yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm ready to go see what's up.
So what I'm loving is I was going to a campus the other day, and on the radio I heard something about talking about how we celebrate the wins, right? And so it really challenged me. Like, that's so true, because so often, like a kid graduates high school and we celebrate the graduation, or someone has a baby and we're like, yes, the baby,
Mhm.
which is all good things to celebrate. I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
But the whole focus is what do we do in the middle, right? Because sometimes some of that stuff is easy. Some people are blessed with amazing pregnancies and have no problems, but there's some that are not.
Yeah.
But like I was on the way to the campus, and that's what I was thinking about, like the students, and I was in a testing grade, and I would have kids who wouldn't pass the STAR test. I mean, that's just how it is. But we always celebrated the ones who did. And so like that got me thinking, like, what do we do in the middle of that? Like, this kid came in only writing a sentence, but by the time he left, he was able to write 5 complete sentences. That's huge,
Yeah,
right? Like,
yeah,
that's a big deal.
yeah.
Like, how was I able to support that kid and celebrate the middle parts, because he wasn't going to get celebrated at the end? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And so that got me thinking of, like, because we're in the middle right now. Like, we get spring break and then it's tough until the end. We
Yeah.
all want to celebrate the end. We all want summer. We all want graduation. We all want this to be over with. But what are we doing in this middle part to celebrate that stuff? And so that really, I'm loving that and trying to find ways to celebrate people in the middle, like actively seeking, like, I know this is your goal,
Mhm.
and this is where you started, but let's celebrate right here, like what's happening right here.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so I've been having a lot of fun trying to find ways to celebrate people like that.
Yeah. That's needed.
Yeah.
I mean, we don't know how much that is needed.
Yes. Yeah. And to keep pushing into everything else. So anyway,
Right?
I didn't
Sheesh.
mean to like drop sadness on us, but
No, but it's good. It's a good.
we got to figure out how to celebrate the middle.
I think that's awesome.
And it's not a pizza party or jeans day. We'll just leave it at that. Okay. All right. Well, guys, we hope you have an amazing spring break. Really, the word break is in there for a reason. Take a break. Don't take your computers home. All this can wait till you get back. And I hope you just find time to rejuvenate and just have fun again in that week, whatever you decide to do. So
Awesome.
we love you guys for joining, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.